Ms. Johnson's classes, and welcome to our lesson on poetic devices. I'll be your guest teacher, Ms. Ross, and we're starting at a good time because April is actually National Poetry Month. So getting started, if you have your study guide handy and it's not done, you might want to pull it out because we will be going over all of our poetic devices. First up is alliteration. If you've ever said the tongue twister, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, that's alliteration, because many of those words begin with the same initial consonant sound. Some other examples of alliteration would be starting a string of sequential words with the same sound. Many of those words begin with S. And but a better butter makes a batter better. Another fun tongue twister there. Next up is assonance. This might be one that you haven't covered yet. It's very similar to alliteration in that we repeat sounds. However, assonance is when you repeat vowel sounds inside of words that are close together. So an example here is men sell the wedding bells. These all have that vowel sound in the middle, and all of these words are close together in the same sentence. So that is assonance. Hyperbole is a big overstatement or over-exaggeration of ideas used to create an emphasis on that particular statement. So, my backpack weighs a ton is an example of hyperbole, probably one that you've said before with all the homework you've got. And one that I definitely say all the time, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Metaphor is when you draw an implied connection between two things that aren't necessarily related, but they share common qualities or characteristics. So the key here is an implied connection. You don't come out and explicitly say, this is just like this other thing. That is a simile. They use terms like or as. And we'll talk more about simile in a minute, but that metaphor creates an implied connection. For example, he looks mean, but he's really a teddy bear. So, of course, a teddy bear and a big mean-looking guy don't necessarily have anything in common. What we're stating here is that this big mean guy is really a softie inside. When a word mimics the sound of the thing it describes, that's onomatopoeia. So here we have a short example illustrated by the Electric Company. You guys are probably too young to remember that show.
Beep! Ring! Ping-a-pong! Boom! Flush!
Yeah. So all of these
Pop!
words actually sound
Bang!
like the thing that they're describing. Onomatopoeia is a fun one. But coming into personification is when you give something that's not human. It could be an animal, a thing, maybe even a feeling, and you describe it or portray it in a way that gives it human attributes. So a couple of examples might be The Sky is Crying, which is actually the title of a really great blues song. You can Google that. Or Time is Creeping Up on Us All. Time can't physically creep, the sky can't actually cry, but we get what these kinds of poetic devices are actually trying to do. Repetition is when the author or the speaker repeats words or a group of words for effect. So here is a humorous example. Chris Hemsworth reading the lyrics.
Work, 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 work. He said me happy. Work, 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 work. He see me do me. Dirt, 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 dirt. So put me in. Work, 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 work. When you were gone, learn, 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 learn. Me not care if him hurt, 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 hurting. Wow, that was really
Well done. Now, rhyme is a topic that we could go on about for quite a while. Essentially, it's when the end sounds of two words are the same. So there are quite a few types of rhymes. This video breaks down many of them and also makes an excellent case for why Eminem is one of the greatest rappers of all time.
So we're down here on the floor with a piece of paper because a lot of people have been asking me to make some videos about songwriting and songwriting techniques, and there's a lot of techniques that I want to talk about, but the first one that I'm going to talk about today is called rhyme. Now there's a very basic type of rhyme that we're all familiar with called a perfect rhyme. That's just basically when the words exactly rhyme. They come in two breeds, masculine, like pick and trick, and feminine, where it's the second to the last syllable that actually rhymes, like picky and tricky. Other than that, any rhyme that's not perfect goes into the other category, which we call family rhymes. Sometimes we hear them referred to as general rhymes or near rhymes. The family rhymes can get a bit confusing because they come in a bunch of flavors such as assonance, consonance, syllabic, imperfect, semi-rhyme, oblique rhyme, half rhyme, and there's even something called an I rhyme. But you don't have to worry about those because I want to talk about something a lot more basic. But if you are interested in all these other types of rhymes, I'll make sure to put up a link to the Wikipedia page about rhyming, which is a great place to start. But I want to talk about rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme talks about the rhythm of the rhyme. Now let's take a child's nursery rhyme. Miss Mary Mac all dressed in black with silver buttons all down her back. Now since Mac and black rhyme, we'll put them in a group called A. Buttons doesn't really rhyme with anything, so we're going to give it an X. And back goes with the first group, so we're going to also give it an A. So you might say that the rhyme scheme for Miss Mary Mac is AAXA. Pop music is really great for studying rhyme schemes. Let's look at the Backstreet Boys, for example. Fire and Desire rhyme, so they get group A. Now we have a new set of rhymes with say and way, so we're going to give them group B. Because we finished one set of rhymes before moving on to the next one, this rhyme scheme is known as rhymed couplets. Now, rhymed couplets are really, really common in pop music, but there's another style of rhyme scheme that's also pretty common in pop music. So let's look at the Spice Girls now. I know they're your favorite. Here, smile and mile, lines 1 and 3 rhyme with each other, so they're group A. Lines 2 and 4 also rhyme, me and me. Now that's group B, we call that an identity rhyme, when you rhyme a word with itself. This rhyme scheme is called through written. Now I'm sure you're probably wondering by this point, how does this apply to songwriting? Well, let's look at Every Breath You Take by The Police. After a long series of A lines, they end on a physically shorter X line that doesn't rhyme with anything in the song and really stands out. Now this is a well-documented songwriting technique to make the listener feel a little bit uncomfortable or off-kilter. A lot of people think this is a love song. It's actually not. It's actually a stalker song. And they end the phrase on a 6 minor chord to make sure you know that. Okay, so you made it through the boring stuff. Now here's the fun stuff. These are rap lyrics released by rap group Run DMC in 1986. Now, you'll notice that we're always talking about the words at the end of the line that rhyme, and this is called an end rhyme. And this is basically how very early rap worked, way up until the mid-90s. So let's skip ahead. Here's another Run DMC song from 1993. Now you'll see that the end rhymes are in fact still in place. But before we were using perfect rhymes at the end of the lines, and now we're using family rhymes, raps and hats. It's close, but it's not perfect. But now they're starting to add another element to their rhyming. In addition to the end rhyme, they're repeating vowel sounds from within the line itself. Jeans and Adidas both have a long E. Same with tough and rough. Now, believe it or not, this rhyming inside the line is called internal rhyme. So this internal rhyme technique is really what's pushing rap in a new direction nowadays. You may have heard people say that it doesn't take talent to write rap music, and I'm going to go ahead and blow that out of the water right now. We're going to look at one of the most efficient uses of internal rhyme in rap history, the first verse of Lose Yourself by Eminem. Now you might want to take a minute and go listen to the song and then come back to this video. What I'm going to do is every time I hear a word that has the same vowel sound as another word, I'm going to put them in a column. We're going to make what we call rhyme columns. So the first line of the song is, his palms are sweaty, knees weak. We now have 3 vowel sounds to work with right off the bat. Knees and weak both share the long E sound, so they're going to share a column. Palms and arms are a near rhyme, as are sweaty and heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already, mom's spaghetti. He's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready. And then from here it's just rapid fire. To drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking, how? Everybody's joking now. The clock's run up, time's up, over, blow. Now Eminem pulls somewhat of a fast one on you here. He just said the word blow, which...
So, Eminem, pretty smart with his internal rhymes. And finally, moving on to similes. We hinted at this earlier, but similes actually draw comparisons between two things using the words like or as. These are explicit comparisons. So, an example might be that a room without books is like a body without a soul. An example would not be the statement, I like pizza, even though we're using the word like. We're not using it to compare two ideas. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed our lesson on poetic devices, and we will continue on.